Editor's note, the following article discusses content that some readers may find triggering. Does the true crime genre really offer anything unique anymore? It's a legitimate question, given that the genre typically falls into one of two categories. In one, the criminal is the primary focus, often to the degree of romanticizing them. Monster, the Ed Gein story, to make an extreme fictional example. In the other, much smaller category are offerings that are more victim-centric, focusing on those that have fallen prey to perpetrators, like Netflix's The Predator of Seville. Any series that fall outside the two are rare indeed, such as Casting John Bonet, which took a strange but purposeful approach to the notorious crime. Netflix's newest hit true crime show, The Witness, joins those ranks, as it focuses not on the killer nor the victim, but rather on the loved ones left behind, one of which was the lone witness to his mother's murder at the age of 2. A child sees the brutal murder of his mother in The Witness. The Witness is a fictional dramatization of the aftermath of the 1992 sexual assault and murder of 23-year-old Rachel Nicholl in southwest London on July 15, 1992. It's a day that began, as it does in the opening minutes, with Nicholl, Eleanor Williams, taking a stroll in the park with her son, 2-year-old Alex Hanscom, played by Josiah Williams. They're off the beaten path when they are confronted by an unseen man who sexually assaults and stabs Nicholl a horrifying 49 times in full view of young Alex. The Witness, gratefully, has no interest in graphically recreating the crime, jumping from that initial confrontation into young Alex being comforted in the back of an ambulance, covered in mud and his mother's blood. He's soon reunited with his grief-stricken father, Andre Hanscom, Jordan Bolger, who is forced to step up and take on the responsibilities that Rachel normally took care of. That in itself would have been hard enough, but Andre also has the unprecedented and unenvied task of shielding Alex from the relentless media, fascinated by Alex having witnessed the crime at such a tender age, and detectives who try to pull whatever information they can from 2-year-old Alex. The latter raises the question, how far is too far when you're trying to coax details out of a witness who is too young to vocalize what he's seen? With Andre's help, Alex manages to communicate that the man washed his hands in the river and had a belt like Batman. It's not much, but enough to narrow down the list of suspects, one of whom, Colin Stagg, Jamie Bisping, is at the top of their list. However, through a series of events, the true killer is never found. Andre tries to escape to France and then Spain with Alex to evade the media attention, and it is only later that Alex, as a teen, played by Max Fincham, discovers the truth behind his mother's death. Robert Napper, Steve Stamp. The Witness is a true crime triumph. The Witness is a triumph of the true crime genre, with excellent performances all around, especially from Bolger and Fincham. Made with both Alex and Andre on board as consultants, it serves as an uncompromising view of how tragedy weighs on loved ones left behind, and as a scathing condemnation of both the initial handling of the case and the media. Led by Police Detective Inspector Keith Petter, Neil Maskell, the initial 1992 investigation was already at a disadvantage after the killer had evaded arrest 3 years prior for a string of sexual assaults on women who sometimes were with their children. The media's incessant hounding of Alex and Andre is terrifying to see on screen, a visceral presence, often framed in a way that looks like a wave of reporters readying to crash down on them. They telephone, they show up at the door, they track the pair down wherever they are, caring little about how their actions are impacting a small child who just went through an unimaginable tragedy. All of this is in pursuit of their story. It's the media attention that drives Andre to flee the country. But the Witness cleverly displays the irony of his act. After fleeing the country to escape the media attention, Andre's encouragement for Alex to lie about his past and restricting his son's freedom traps his son in a new type of metaphorical prison. But as much as The Witness condemns the two institutions, it also points out the benefits. Authorities reopened the case in 2002, using advanced DNA techniques to convict the killer of the crime. And after receiving a dossier of evidence, per Radio Times, from an unnamed police officer who showed the inept handling of the case and how law enforcement could have caught the perpetrator long before he attacked Nickel, Andre turned the negative into a positive by utilizing the media to disperse the information while using it as the basis for their formal complaint against the Metropolitan Police. It all comes together to make the perfect weekend binge, especially if one pairs it with the Netflix documentary, The Murder of Rachel Nickel, a companion series released the same day that shockingly backs up the accuracy of the witness's dramatization.